If you're loving this podcast, be sure to check out the full lineup. From news and local politics to sports and true crime. Find your next great listen right now at DuluthNewsTribune.com/podcasts. That's DuluthNewsTribune.com/podcasts.
Hello, Northlanders. It's Tuesday, August 12th. I'm Wyatt Buckner, the Duluth News Tribune Minute, presented by Minnesota Power Employees Credit Union.
The average MPECU member saves over $785 a year in better rates and lower fees. And with MPECU, every ATM is your ATM. With their free checking program, you get ATM fee reimbursements at any ATM anywhere in the U.S. Check out Minnesota Power Employees Credit Union services online at mpecu.com or visit their offices in downtown Duluth, Arrowhead Road, or Miller Trunk Highway.
Now here's a look at today's headlines. Demolition is now underway for the century-old St. Mary's Medical Center located at 407 East 3rd Street. The project requires temporary street closures through the rest of the month, impacting travel along portions of 4th Street and 4th Avenue East through the end of the month. Essentia hired Minnesota-based Rachel Contracting to lead the mechanical demolition of the 10-story building. The effort begins with the removal of the skywalks connecting to the Legacy Hospital. According to the city, the closures will result in significant traffic impacts and delays. Drivers should consider alternate routes to access local businesses in the closure area. According to Essentia, the overall demolition is anticipated to take approximately 1 year to complete. Afterward, the site will become a temporary green space while the final use is determined. The site, owned by Essentia Health and the Benedictine Sisters of the St. Scholastica Monastery, was offered to the University of Minnesota Medical School's Duluth campus. Aspira St. Luke's has also offered the University of Minnesota free transfer of its property, located at 830 East 1st Street, and an adjacent parking lot, as a potential site for the medical school. However, neither site has been selected and funding has not been secured for the proposed medical school. The testimony of 5 medical experts was sufficient to support a finding that a Duluth man killed his then-fiancé's 3-year-old son, a court ruled Monday. The Minnesota Court of Appeals affirmed the murder conviction of Jordan William Carter, who is serving a 15-year sentence for the September 2020 death of Cameron Joseph Gordon. Cameron died after he became unresponsive and was rushed to a hospital September 4, 2020. At the time, he was in Carter's care at their Lakeside neighborhood home while the toddler's mother, Heather Bouchard, worked. There were no other witnesses to the events, and Carter maintained his innocence, leading to a trial that heavily relied on the observations and opinions of medical professionals. Judge Renee Work wrote that Carter did not provide any reasons or evidence to refute the state's expert witnesses. The 3-judge appellate panel was unpersuaded by Carter's request to either override the verdict with a not guilty finding or order a new trial. The panel also rejected 2 additional arguments from Carter, one related to the admission of a statement given by Boucher to police at Duluth Hospital, and the other regarding a court order denying access to confidential data on law enforcement officers involved in the investigation. Carter, now 34, is at the Minnesota Correctional Facility in Faribault with an anticipated supervised release date of February 2033. He has 30 days to consider petitioning the Minnesota Supreme Court to further review the case. After selling out in its first year, the Duluth Area Chamber of Commerce's Women in Leadership Conference will return in a larger venue with even more content for attendees. The September 30th event is 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. in the Harborside Ballroom of the Duluth Entertainment Convention Center. The Women in Leadership Conference serves as Fuse Duluth's largest fundraiser alongside the Zenith Digital Marketing Conference. Fuse Duluth is the Chamber's young professional initiative that seeks to attract and retain young local talent, as well as develop the next generation of business leaders. Discounted tickets are available until Friday for $199. After that, regular tickets are $299. Nonprofits may attend for $249, and tickets for college students are $99. Scholarships are available to help those with financial barriers. This year's keynote speakers are Jabba Edmonds and Galen Leah. Now here's a look at your forecast brought to the News Tribune's Northlandia podcast.
Good morning. This forecast for the greater Duluth area today, a beautiful day. Sunny skies likely with a high temperature right around 80 degrees. Northwest wind switching to the south around 5 to 10 miles an hour. Tonight, mostly clear with temps dropping into the upper 50s. Generally sunny again tomorrow with a high near 80 degrees again. Clouds are likely to start streaming overhead Wednesday night and Thursday with a good chance of rain by Thursday. I'm Storm Tracker meteorologist John Wheeler.
Thank you to the Northlandia podcast for their support. The bi-weekly podcast explores curious and unique stories here in the Northland. The latest episode tells the story of Tom's burned-down cafe on Madeline Island. You can find that episode and others at DuluthNewsTribune.com or wherever you also get this podcast. Reporting for today's episode was done by Brielle Bredston and Tom Olson. Thank you for listening to Duluth News Tribune Minute. Have a great day, and we'll see you back here tomorrow.